So as we reported, the suspect in this incident was upset about the killing of Qasem Soleimani, who was assassinated in an airstrike after landing at Baghdad airport back in 2020. His death triggering massive protests across Iran.
So just who exactly was Qasem Soleimani and why was he the target of that airstrike? We are going to cover that in today's Smartboard. He was a very popular figure in Iran. He was even considered a hero before his death by conservatives in that country. So he's not just a martyr, he was a hero to them. So who was he? Well, Soleimani joined Iran's Revolutionary Guard back in 1979 and worked his way up to become the head of the Quds Force. That is a special operations unit within the Iran Revolutionary Guard. He was the head of that in 1997. Now, just a few years before his death, Soleimani actually worked with the U.S. in the fight against ISIL and was described as the person who was able to bring together Shia and Kurdish fighters to defeat that terror group in multiple battles. But he played both sides, according to the State Department, and was responsible for hundreds of American deaths in the Iraq War. Now, Soleimani was also a very strong supporter of Bashar al-Assad's government in the Syrian civil war. He was also a de facto envoy to Iraq, again, helping that nation in the fight against ISIL before his death. Now, before his death as well, he'd been sanctioned by the U.S., the EU, and look at this, Switzerland, the famously neutral nation. They're neutral on everything except for this guy. So you can take that for what it's worth. But his military roles in the Middle East were very concerning to them. So his death, not unanimously praised here in the United States, it should be mentioned. Politicians on both sides of the aisle, when he was taken out by a drone strike on January 3rd of 2020, they were very concerned about the way that was done. The Trump administration claimed that Soleimani, though, was planning attacks on 4 U.S. embassies, and that's why they had to do it. They would not say, though, which embassies were targeted or when the attacks would even have taken place.
It's just amazing that we're talking about so many important times and chapters in history this far down the road again, and it seems to circle the same mountain.
It just feels like the news is going so fast, and then something like this comes up and you forgot that you even forgot it. But this is really important and has just incredibly far-reaching consequences potentially for our diplomats and former administration officials.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about the threats, the increasing threats to high-ranking government officials, but putting things in context, so important to do here. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.